What's up, guys? Vintage here. I'm very excited to bring you this badass 1967 Chevy Suburban. This thing is not only rare, it's in extremely great original condition. I love the beautiful light green paint. This is as good as it gets. You will not find another one of this caliber on Bring a Trailer. Before we launch into today's example, if you're new to the channel, I'm Trey and this is Vintage 4-Wheel Auctions. We vet all the active truck and 4x4 category auctions on Bring a Trailer and highlight only the top tier vehicles from this segment. So if you're in the market for a vintage SUV, you'll want to keep an eye on these auctions. With each video, our objective is to discuss and show you what to look for in a vintage SUV and what to avoid. Our hope is that this simple video format also encourages interaction with the viewers on vehicle condition and ending price points. All right, guys, so I was scrolling through the truck and 4x4 category on Bring a Trailer, and I had to stop when I saw this. This is a 1967 Chevy Suburban 4x4 4-speed. This one just sold yesterday for $75,000. And to me, it's well worth every penny, and I will definitely show you guys why. So this one, not only is it catchy with this light green paint. To me, it looks like almost like those Volkswagens of the era, late 60s, 70s, with the seafoam paint. Also guitars of the time. A lot of cool colors with this seafoam and light green paint. So this one not only was catchy, it's in great original condition. I will walk you through all this as we go through the listing details. This one's got low mileage. It's got only around roughly 113,000 miles. And it's all original. So really excited to walk through this one today with you guys. So let's kind of get into it here. So we already said this is a 67 4x4 4-speed. This one is located in Blue Ridge, Georgia, at least for the time being. And this one has a 292 cubic inch inline six. We already said it's got a 4-speed manual transmission. Dual range transfer case, which is standard in these cars. Love this light green paint with the white roof. It's got 15-inch wheels. We do see some commenters mention that it potentially could have had 16-inch wheels originally from the factory. We'll get into all that detail. Just going over here to the description. Let's see. This one is heavily optioned. It's got a push button AM radio, 2 rows of seating, barn style cargo doors, which are really cool. We'll get into those later. And then we talked about the 15-inch wheels, in addition to installing 33-inch BFG tires and a 2-inch suspension lift. By the way, I think this looks awesome with any of these vintage SUVs, whether it's BFG KO2s or mud terrains, just adds kind of a really tough look to it. Reported work under current ownership includes replacing the clutch assembly, harmonic balancer, and brake fluid. This one is from Georgia. You can see these cargo doors here. This looks really cool. What's even cooler is we will see these things open up. It looks really, really cool. This one was refinished in green with a white roof in '86. That's the cool thing. This only had 2 owners prior to this seller. So there is a lot of ownership history, and that makes it especially different than most of the ones out there. I mean, this thing is almost 60 years old. Additional details include chrome bumpers and mirror covers, bright body side moldings, barn style cargo doors. There is a dent in the right rear corner, and other flaws around the truck can be viewed in the gallery. So there are some flaws. This thing is almost 60 years old. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I'll show you just how clean this is as we go through this video. Scrolling down here, painted 15-inch steel wheels where polished hubcaps are mounted with 33-inch BFGs like we talked about. They are new too. It's got 2022 and 2023 production date codes. That's great. So you got a 60-year-old Suburban 4x4 with brand new tires. This one also has a 2-inch suspension lift with skyjacker dampers installed under current ownership. What else do we got here? We will continue to go down. Love here, before we move on, love this interior. It's color keyed interior, also with that houndstooth. You can see my favorite thing here in this picture. It's a 4-speed manual. We'll continue to go down. They do, I believe here, talk about some of the other potential kind of minor flaws. The perforated headliner is sagging and torn, and wear in the cargo area is pictured in the gallery. To me, super minor, just given the original beautiful condition of this Suburban. So catching a first glimpse at that 292 cubic inch inline six. It's got the harmonic balancer in the past year. Scrolling down, I believe I mentioned this. There is some rust and corrosion. It looks pretty clean here. Once we get into the photos, we'll see it a little more close up. Again, it's pretty minor and kind of to be expected unless it was a restoration for a almost 60-year-old Suburban. Let's take a quick look at this walk around. The gentleman does do a pretty good job. And we'll just quickly look at this. I don't want to subject you to 5 minutes of his video. You could go watch that in the Bring a Trailer listing, which I will link in the bottom section of the video. So if you want to look at more, obviously it's always posted there, the link to the auction that we're covering. So let's take a look.
Right here. K10 in light green, about 112,000 original miles. You heard right, 112,000 original miles. So to put it in perspective, this thing is going on, it's close to 60 years old. It's highly, highly original. And again, to only have 112,000 miles on it, it's incredible. And it's just so beautiful. I mean, this is my by far favorite body style of the Suburbans. I just loved the, 1972, they changed.
I don't know if you guys caught this. I'm going to go back here real quick. Where we go. Because I think to me, this is one of the most unique and cool features of this bad boy.
What's going on?
Check that out. This is technically a 3-door SUV. I love that. You don't see that anywhere else. This thing is very, very unique. Before we jump into the pictures, we always look at the comments first. And the reason we do that, I talk about that each time, is just to see if there's anything of kind of concern or anything called out by these commenters. These Bring a Trailer folks, they know their stuff, they know their cars. And especially what you'll find is that, you're looking at a very unique car like this. There are people that know a ton of information. They're specialists on Suburbans, K5s. So you can almost kind of learn from them and then go, whatever they comment on, whether it's corrosion, go look at that in the comments. This is after the sale. Like I said, there was a whole lot of interest. Check this out here. You will see the last few minutes, boom, boom, boom. Lots of bids, rapid fire, a lot of competition between those sellers or buyers, excuse me. Let's see where we go. And, I'm just looking for themes, anything unique that pops out. Only 166 of these built in 1967. So these are exceptionally rare trucks. And, when we look at pricing on this, there are only 14 6th-generation Suburbans that have ever been sold on Bring a Trailer. So very unique. I love this one. If a soccer mom pulled up, her street cred would be through the roof. Totally agreed. Looks like this seller, by the way, has some pretty cool rigs in the stable here. He's got a Cheyenne truck. Looks like an Eldorado Cadillac. What do we see here? The seller talks about the hubcaps. Those are not original, but I think they look great. I agree with the seller. The K-Series back then didn't have hubcaps. I found some new old stock hubs on eBay. I thought the hubcaps make the Suburban look better. Totally agree. Let's see. So crazy. These behemoths only had 3 doors. Yep, totally agreed. We just talked about that. What a gem. I asked my 06 2500 series Burb if I could get this. The answer was no. It's pretty funny. Now, this is not your typical soccer mom Suburban. Totally agree. So there wasn't a whole lot there. So we'll just jump into the pictures. I mean, this is so unique that there's not a lot to nitpick. And even talking about the rust, a lot of times you have these commenters on Bring a Trailer. I call them the rust police. They scour these vehicles, 40-year-old vehicles and have problems when they don't look factory original, even though they're 40 years old. So tough crowd here, but hey, it does help if something's out of whack. You definitely can tell based on the comment. So one of the things I loved about this just was all this glass. It reminds me of the video we did on the Travelall. Just glass as far as you can see. I couldn't imagine riding in this thing. This thing is really cool, especially with that Skyjacker lift. It looks really tough. I do like the white roof that they added. Like I said, it may not be original, but it definitely looks really nice, especially contrasting with this beautiful light green. I'll call it seafoam green paint. So kind of moving around the vehicle here. I love the simplicity of this grille, and the Chevy logo really just pops out here. Like I said, the BFG, these are 33-inch BFGs. They look really nice with especially with the 2-inch lift. I've got a 2-inch lift on my 86 Land Cruiser. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out in the video library. But I think mine are 31 inches. I need to upgrade them. It just fills out this wheel well here. Again, I'm in love with this paint. Looks beautiful. You see the badging here. This is the K10. Like we said, the 67, I believe, was the first year that the K Series, I think the seller was even talking about that the K Series was introduced with the 4x4 model. And you'll see some of that in the pricing too when we look at that some of those are two-wheel drive, not quite as cool as this one. First glimpse at these barn doors. They look really cool, but what's even cooler is check it out when we open these bad boys up. May be longer in the series, but we'll enjoy these nature pics. Like I said, best in class is 100 pictures. This seller has 213 professional pictures in a nature setting. It looks really nice in contrast against this, almost 60-year-old vehicle. Looks really cool with the paint. Love to see this one out in nature, in the elements. Here you get a very nice view of these hubcaps. To me, they look like they're from a maybe 70s square body K Series truck. I've always liked the look of these. Depending on the light too, I'm glad he got some of these in natural light, because you could see, like, if we go back, that doesn't really do the paint justice. Like you see here, it's almost electrifying. Really cool. Love all the chrome and bright work on these older, 60s and 70s vehicles and Chevy trucks. Here again, you get to see the one door, one entry on the driver's side. I think that's pretty unique. And obviously, I like these two because they do look like the first generation K5, which I just absolutely love. If you haven't seen that video, also check out the awesome orange K5 that we just covered. That one is absolutely beautiful as well, but that one's restored. This one, more or less, is all original. Here we go. First look at these barn doors opening up. So they don't just open straight out. It's like they open up and out, which is kind of unique. It almost reminds me of some of the like high-end supercars with the side doors that open up. It's pretty cool. Nice view of the front grille here. I love how it's got it's not just a grille, it's got the same color painting in the front, which looks really nice versus, some of the, plastic grills that you see on the later model K5s and Suburbans. Love all this trim on this one. I mean, this thing is just a very heavy duty build. They certainly do not make cars like this anymore. Look at these. Just awesome. And that's how they actually open up almost up and out as well. Love the close up here of this paint. It's just such a beautiful color and so period specific as well. Nice close up of the K10 badging and Chevy logo. I mean, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Now, to me, I was interested in bidding in this one, but after it hit that 50,000 mark, I was totally out. I wish you could get one like this for a somewhat reasonable price, but I think we're beyond that now on Bring a Trailer. That was pretty cool. I imagine this is original glass. Pretty neat to see. And then we should be getting to some of these undercarriage pictures soon. Like I said, love these the look of these BFGs. I typically like having they have these whites out. I typically put them the other way, but it looks actually very good, almost like similar to a white wall on an older vehicle. It's pretty neat. First glimpse on the inside of this rig. This thing is beautiful. Love this color keyed interior and also this houndstooth. Really nice. The steering wheel is all original. You can see all that wear. I love that patina on that. The carpet looks new-ish or newer, so I wonder if that's been replaced. I didn't see it in the detailed description. You can see that glimpse of that 4-speed manual transmission. Obviously love that. Do like the vinyl on the interior. What you're going to see upcoming is the rear cargo area is pretty neat as well. Like I said, this thing is built well. It was built to last. Look how heavy this door is. Looks like there may be some areas of surface rust, but very minimal, especially for the year. You do not see these Suburbans much anymore. Again, carpet looks like new. There was a something in the description about the headliner, so we'll definitely want to take a look at that. Same thing, maybe a little rust under those doors. Yeah, that is really cool. Chevrolet division on the steering wheel. Also, the dash is in exceptional condition. We'll see that upcoming. Original stereo. There you go. Like I said, dash in awesome condition. I don't see any cracks in it. That's also remarkable. I love this the rear seat with the armrests, also with the ashtrays. Just definitely a sign of the times. This thing is very cool. This thing looks like if you saw it driving down the street, literally, you would probably break your neck turning and staring at this thing. It is just so unique. You do not see anything just with this kind of build quality anymore. Here we are with the headliner. It doesn't look too bad with me, the perforated headliner. You do see, looks like it's coming down a little bit. Really, to me, pretty minor considering the overall condition of this. You could just take it to a shop and get that redone. You've got the 4-wheel drive instructions there. Yeah, it's got some wear, but that's okay. Here we are. We've got this wood flooring in the cargo area. That's pretty unique. Right on the floor by the wheel wells and spare tire. Looks pretty cool. And you got some wear back there, but again, to me, the most important part is the originality, and this thing's got it all day long. Yep, some scuffs, no big deal. Honestly, I wouldn't even repaint this thing. I'm guessing it has been repainted. I think they said that it was possibly repainted in the white roof in 1986. If it is not, I would absolutely leave this. Like, this original with this patina is very desirable. Here we go, our first look at the 292 cubic inch engine. And now we're moving to the undercarriage. Like it was listed, there is some corrosion. To me, it's pretty like surface rust. But again, yeah, it's probably part of the new lift system. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty minor considering all things considered. You are just not, I mean, go search Bring a Trailer, go search Cars and Bids, go search Auto Trader, go search eBay. You are not going to find, even go to RM or Mecum or Barrett Jackson. You're not going to find a vehicle like this. They are just so exceptionally rare that even with this, I knew this. So when I saw this, the auction had, I don't know, a couple days to go. and it was sitting at like 30,000. I was like, there is no way it's going to sell at this multiple, even given the rust. And sure enough, 75K. So otherwise pretty clean on the undercarriage. It's definitely not like that 83 FJ60 Land Cruiser we covered a couple weeks back that was from Michigan. You definitely see that rust in that area. There you go. Closer look at the seller's Cheyenne K10 pickup truck and Eldorado. This is just a very unique vehicle. I think we are going to be hard pressed to find another one like this on Bring a Trailer anytime soon. Like I said, when I saw this one, when I was browsing the truck and 4x4 category, I knew I had to cover this one. This is just so special. So like we talked about, we're going to take a look at pricing here. This is exceptionally rare. Like I said, there's 14 vehicles sold. I excluded vehicles that were listed that did not sell just to show you just how rare this is. I mean, we can get rid of the sold. There's, I think, only 7 more vehicles, 8. There you have it. But like I said, this is a very exceptional vehicle. We're going to go back to sold. So 14. We're going to take a look at these, a few of these. So the high watermark was a LS3 powered 72 4x4. I don't really consider these comparable. That's essentially a modified 72 versus a all original 67. All of the ones that we're going to see that are, over upwards of $60,000, $70,000 are all modified in some form or fashion. So we saw that one was the LS3. This one's got a Vortec 6 liter. So we'll take a look at a few of these that I think are comparable. Then we'll take a look at some of the ones like this that had either a Vortec or an LS modification from an engine standpoint. So from a comparable standpoint, this one is pretty dated. This goes back to 2018, October actually of 2018. This one was comparable from the standpoint that it also had low mileage. It is pretty original based on the photos I've seen. It sold for roughly $41,000 in 2018. So again, this is 5 years ago. I would expect to see this one upwards at least in the 60s now if this one came to auction. But again, this one's also different. This one is a 3/4 ton versus the half ton with the 67 that we just looked at. So this is kind of comparable, number one. And like I said, if it was in 2023, I would expect this one to be higher. This is a clean vehicle. The other comparable one was in 2022, and that sold for 35. Now, this one is nowhere in the league of the 67 that we just looked at. I mean, this is a nice vehicle, don't get me wrong. This one is, where we go. You could see some dents, just not as pristine in any regard. Again, nice vehicle. But that 67 in the light green, the seafoam as we're calling it, really just stands out. Then when we look at modified vehicles, lifts and Vortec engines, this one sold in 2021 for $70,000. It's very clean. My preference is the originality of the 67 we just looked at, but I certainly understand why someone, I could see this one in a local car show winning, the truck and 4x4 category. This thing is pretty cool. This one has some nice off-road benefits. It looks like it has 35-inch tires and, the steps and the lift. And so it looks nice. And obviously it's nice to have the modern amenities of a 6-liter Vortec engine. The other one was the high watermark was a LS3 powered 72 Suburban that sold for 86. Hey, this one it blends best of both worlds. Has similar hubcaps as the 67 that we looked at, but then it's got some, it's got a lift, it's got modern amenities like the steps, obviously the LS3 powered engine. So this one kind of blends both worlds of kind of like a resto mod, but also some originality. This one is very nice. This was out of the Denver area in Longmont, Colorado. And again, this one certainly had some upgrades with this interior. It's beautiful. Leather trim, the engine, of course, everything very clean on the undercarriage. So these are kind of, as I look through this comparable set of 14 sold 6th generation Suburbans, this is it. Everything else is, I think we believe the low water mark is a 2-wheel drive. So these are very, very different. And like I said, this one that just sold, the 67 that sold for $75,000, I do not expect to see another one like that anytime soon. It reminds me, again, like I said, the International Harvester Travelall that I covered on the channel. If you haven't seen that one, make sure to go give it a look because it's very interesting vehicle, similar era, 2 to 4 inch lift. But other than that, all original. And one of the things I love about both of them is just that wall-to-wall glass. You do not find that with modern vehicles. So hopefully this was informative for you guys. I certainly have loved covering this vehicle. I wish I had an extra $75K to spend and put in the garage. This definitely would be a candidate. So what do you think about this 67 Chevy Suburban 4x4 4-speed? We'd love to hear your feedback on pricing and condition in the comments. Also, as I've said before, we are a new channel. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. This goes a long way to inspire creation of future content. Thanks again for watching. See you next time for more vintage 4-wheel drives.